and welcome to the latest episode of Breakdown to Lowdown.
What's up?
Join us as we analyze and dissect music and pop culture. If you're a first-time listener to the show, I just want to take a quick minute to summarize the format of the show for you. So, we have the breakdown where we discuss 2 to 3 new releases and or discovery tracks from the R&B soul genre. Sometimes we'll throw in some hip-hop and other genres in there too. During that segment, we also both select one oldie but goodie. Then on the lowdown, we get a little messy and discuss urban pop culture happenings. That's where you, as a listener, can chime in and send in your personal opinions and or responses to some of the topics discussed.
That's where the content for the warm-up comes from. We read your responses and discuss them at the top of the episode. Don't forget that you can listen to us on iTunes Podcast if you are using an iOS device and on Google Play Music if you have an Android. Follow us on Twitter at real_B2L and on Instagram at breakdown2lowdown. Now let's start the warm-up.
The warm-up.
Hey, this is ELMNT, also known as L-Wave, founder of Free 99 and producer artist from Montreal and Toronto. And you're listening to Breakdown to Lowdown. I'll be dipping in and out throughout the show, talking about different subjects.
I'm super hungry right now. Jesus Christ.
Wow, okay, well...
I gotta cook on top of that, so...
You gonna cook? Okay, you gonna cook right now, tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, well
It's my
welcome
turn.
to...
I can't complain, you know.
Wow, so she's waiting for you to finish
No, she's
the
not.
show.
No, not even. No, she's at work, but it's just like...
Okay, you just have to cook.
No, she been cooking for... she cooks since last week, so I've been slacking and shit. But hey, gotta get back on that stove. No drugs, though. Food.
No drugs. Good.
Drugs, though.
Welcome to Breakdown to Lowdown, guys. Episode 106, I believe.
Yeah.
So excited this week because we're gonna have, as you heard at the top of the show, ELMNT is here. So excited for our conversations. I can just guarantee that it's gonna be a great episode. Concerning that, I want to thank everybody who listened last week, who wrote in. You guys were very happy to have the rundown back. That was exciting. Got to talk to Ian for a bit. A lot of things. Oh my god, I'm confusing myself with all the things I want to tell you guys. First of all, if you don't already, please do follow us on social media.
Mm-hmm.
On Instagram, we are at Breakdown to Lowdown. On Twitter, we are at real_B2L. And on Facebook, just search Breakdown to Lowdown. All those are with the number 2 and not the word 2. Twitter, if you guys are on Twitter, you guys know that they've added fleets now. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. Every time I open an app, it's different. And I'm going to tell these app people, I'm getting old, okay? You cannot keep changing things and not telling me. Because I open Instagram, it's all different. And I can't, why is there a shopping tab? Who the fuck wants to shop on Instagram? I'm confused. I open Twitter and there's stories at the top and my whole timeline is like, what the hell? Why are there stories on Twitter and they're calling them fleets? Stop changing everything. I'm tired. Like, do you understand? Like, the social media marketers are tired. They're like, yo, we just learned how to do these reels. And now, it's like, why do they keep changing? Like, everybody's bored during COVID. This is what the programmers are bored. And they're just like, let's just fuck all. Let's just do whatever.
Feel they change it for the worse sometimes. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I agree. I agree with you.
I'm not a social media guy. I'm learning some shit every day. So it's a hustle. I respect everybody. Yo, one of my homies, like, yo, he's heavy on social media. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
The thing with me and my day job,
last, like, little details of like how to hack or finesse. It's like, yo,
all the algorithms and everything. And the thing is, in my professional life, I've built a lot of social media profiles, but like for myself, I don't really care about social media. I use it as like just like, a thing to communicate with people. It's not like a business in my mind. Like, so it's always funny to see like how people move on social media in like for their personal use. Like I'm looking at certain things that are added and I'm like, yo, I'm definitely old because I was just getting to figure out TikTok and then Instagram added reels. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm not taking, when you're younger, like 12, 13, 14, like you learn things so quick. It's like, oh, you adapt like right away. It's like, I realize I'm not adapting like I used to.
Man, I never got adopted. I couldn't adapt myself.
I used to adapt.
Yo, let me tell you something. Like, I just had Instagram and Facebook like in 2015.
Wow,
So
Clarence.
I'm just saying, no, like I'm just having a social media right now because of like what I'm doing. I need that, and
Right.
people don't fuck with posters no more, or flyers or whatever. Like, yo, that shit's mad old school. So at the end of the day, like I gotta adapt myself. But I don't know. A
Yeah.
lot of people been telling me like I don't have that many followers, but people be following me in a way that okay, if he doesn't post that much, he doesn't show his face, but when he posts, he posts. So that means he got some shit going on. People been telling me I've been pretty good, but like I need to push it more. But anyways, I don't give a fuck. But
Social media is it's a whole beast. I just app creators, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
mhm.
We don't really care about Facebook. Whatever
Now you
other
got
new
YouTube on top of that. Like yo,
YouTube has stories now too. I'm gonna need y'all to calm down. Okay? Calm down because I can't post on everything. Thank you. That was my TED Talk. Thanks for coming.
mm,
Okay, so this week, listen, I'm trying to keep the warm up a little shorter since we do have a longer conversation coming up on the lowdown.
mm.
However, I did want to address that a lot of you guys not very happy with me
Oh
talking about a certain artist, you know,
damn, who that?
and I already texted you the name. I'm not even saying his name no more for a good couple weeks,
Man,
so that people forget.
people want to know.
Nah. Y'all can just listen. I'm not trying to. Excuse me. How long have y'all been listening to the show?
Man, I'm gonna
I'm not
say the
gonna hold
name
back my
Khalid.
opinions.
I'm gonna say,
Why, bro? What's wrong with you?
nah,
I
but you've
don't
been
hold
getting
back
all the
my
smoke for
opinions.
one, so hey, I'm gonna keep pushing.
The thing is, I'm also not even. I haven't disrespected the young man. I just think that some people do his style better than him, and
Yeah, man, keep bashing Nikki, all right, folks.
I just listen. Shout out, respect. There's really, I know it sounds disrespectful, but the premise of the show is to talk and analyze about music. So I
But
have to say,
you be
you
going
guys want
hard
me to
on
lie?
certain artists. You have a tendency, Jacquees, Khalid.
Oh my god, I don't. No, I'm not gonna apologize for people who put themselves in the line of fire. Khalid doesn't deserve any hate because he's a nice guy. Jacquees put himself in the middle of the fire. You can't take the heat. Get out the kitchen, bruh. Like
Man,
no.
whatever. All right.
Excuse, well, okay, so that was that, so I just want to address that. Also, you guys were in a lot in agreement with us about the most influential flow of the last decade. There was at least 4 people that were like, no, that's wrong, and they were saying that it was Drake. However,
Man,
the overwhelming,
they lost in the sauce. Jesus Christ.
yeah, but that was a minority. The
Yeah.
majority of people were like, yes, like I agree with you guys, definitely Future, and a lot. Oh my god, I have to find his name. Sorry, hold on. Oliver was actually saying, I haven't
Mm,
even I haven't even seen other publications talk about Future in that conversation. And I agree with you. I actually haven't seen, like, I went to look at what people were saying about that most influential flow, and
mm.
I didn't see Future's name that much. I
That's
I wonder,
disrespect, man.
have people not thought about him?
Yo,
It's
Future
interesting to
got a
me.
lot of babies out there, man. From Lil
People are saying
Baby,
Gucci though.
Gunna. Gucci got a lot of big, but the thing is, like, it's different. We're talking about flows.
Yeah.
Gucci is influential in another way. People respect Gucci because of his hustle. And like, yo, he's a real dude. Like, he busts his gun, literally. Anyways, I'm not gonna promote that, but like, he's a real dude, so people respect him. So, like,
I think it's Future as well. I
yeah,
completely
but
agreed with you
Future,
when you said that.
but it's a different comparison. But
Because it's like a light bulb went off in my head
mm,
when you said that. When Future dropped, no matter how I feel about that man personally, he birthed a lot of similar flows, and it kind of shifted the
Little
way the
Baby,
industry sounded
Gunna,
from that time.
Young Thug, 42
Yep.
Doug. Like, there's a lot of
Yep.
them.
Yep. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the warm up a little quickly right now because I want to get into the breakdown.
Mm,
So let's do that.
all right.
The breakdown.
All right. Welcome to the breakdown. Um, Nikki got me fucked up because I thought I started last week, but anyways,
I did Ti first last week.
facts. Anyways, so I'll go first this week. My first pick is from Masego. He just dropped a project recently called Studying Abroad, and I called it in a past episode because he keep dropping singles here and there. I had a feeling, and he just confirmed me. So my joint, no, it's facts. Um, my pick from the album, Mystery Lady, featuring Don Toliver.
Woo.
Hear it.
Thinking I can make as many songs about a lady when I haven't been her, but she only hit it on one better. If I say I love her, am I wrong? Am I crazy? Am I overzealous? But I know the feeling, and I'm never wrong. Swear that I've been gifted with a song in a million. It's intoxicating. It way on you heavy like the alcohol. We can do like anything you want. I'm amazing, let it to my lady. I just want a pleasure. Check my catalog. In this life, I come across fans and hoes. I like to give my fans a rose. Curse of the talented. Everywhere I go, they wanna change clothes and pose. But my wife be in my dreams, bruh. No, I couldn't see it. I saw a silhouette. I know I can make a way. But when I wake up alone, I just break out my phone. Thinking I can make as many songs about a lady when I haven't been her, but she only hit it on one better. If I say I love her, am I wrong?
All right, that was Mystery Lady, Masego, and Don Toliver. Man, first of all, man, that joint,
Yo.
definitely the standout cut from the album. I just feel like it's kind of like futuristic R&B. I'll tell you why. Because like I have certain type of singles or people, like for example, Miguel when he dropped Skywalker.
Oh. Ooh.
I fuck with that type of R&B, and I feel like a lot of the R&B right now is going into that direction, and that's the feel
Okay.
that I had from that track. But the only difference between that one and, not to compare, but and that one and the joint from Miguel, that one is a little bit more sassy. Yeah, so
Okay.
that would be
I
my
think it has
difference.
more like personality.
Yeah,
Okay.
and, and
This
and
this
just the
track
vibe of and just
is
the vibe of it too, like so.
That's a crazy sound right there. I love
Yeah.
the little sample that they're using in the beginning. It's very, and their voices
Mm,
actually fit really well together
yeah, the
when Don
vocals.
Toliver comes on later on. Yeah, it's very. I love the vocal performance on this. It's kind of like it's stealthy. It's almost like it's like sneaky. Sneaky in the delivery. I really liked the way that it was being done. And then when Don Toliver comes on later on, I felt like it wasn't out of place in this.
Mm,
Sometimes, again, like I said, sometimes collaborations could be jarring. Sometimes you want to create a juxtaposition, so you want it to sound vastly different than what the first part was.
mm,
But this kind of just flowed really well on an instrumental that was incredibly different.
definitely, and to be honest, like the whole project from Masego and Studying Abroad,
Yeah.
it's a dope project. And it's not a bad project, but my only thing, I just feel it's kind of all over the place.
Okay.
It's all dope
I
joint.
haven't heard it yet, so I can't comment
I
on that.
feel it would be just a regular playlist, to be honest. a,
We have
a
to.
playlist of Masego, but it's just a bunch of different sound. I don't know if he was
Hmm.
experiencing or whatever with that project. It's
Experimenting. Yeah.
yeah, experimenting. My bad. Goddamn,
That's okay.
I'm tired.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all because we're not gonna be able to fully watch it in
Mm,
real time. But this versus battle is we're recording the night of the Gucci and
man.
Jeezy versus. There's nothing going on right now, and there's 1 million in the chat, so we can already tell that the record has been broken because
Told you. You were
this
like, nah, you don't fuck with that. And I'm like, hey.
I said what? What did I say?
Nah,
I
you
didn't
were
say.
like, nah, man, yeah,
No, I said
whatever.
Ti and Jeezy.
Yeah,
This
T.I.
is not Ti and Jeezy.
No, but
This
I
is
told you like the one that people wanted was Gucci. You were like, man, no, no.
no. I said no. What? We said that it wouldn't happen. Like that would be a rare thing to happen. But
Yeah,
like,
facts, facts.
of course, if it happened, that would be a big thing. No, I was there for that. I just didn't care about the Ti and Jeezy thing. That did nothing for me. But everybody wants to see this, of course. And listen, I think history is gonna be made tonight because I believe, Brandy and Monica's record was 1 million. I actually I don't know. Don't quote me. I don't know what their record was, but I think these guys are gonna beat the record. So yeah, we'll check in on that a little later on the lowdown. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, yay. My first pick, guys, I'm excited about my picks this week because I love them. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes my picks, they're picks that I listened to a song, I liked it, so I want to bring it to your attention, but it's not songs that I've actually added to my playlist. Sometimes. But today, these are two songs that are definitely added to my overall music list.
Hmm.
And
What you
they're
got?
both of them I find them different, but the first one I'm going to start off with Camper. If you guys don't know Camper, he's like been behind the scenes in the industry, very young guy, producing and writing for a lot of people. He goes by Hey DJ Camper, a very big part of Brandy's latest album, B7. Uh, and she returned a favor, I
Hmm.
guess, on his latest single called Sleep. So let's get into it, and we'll be right back.
Came to peace, suddenly you're in my reach. Waited faithfully, hear my heart relay on me. Rest lovely memories, summer breeze, Barbados, tequila, we made love so gently. Hazy moons and starlit seas, miss you girl, lead the way, navigate me, 'cause I should be sleeping, I should be sleeping next to you, see girl, you're the air I'm breathing, I should be sleeping by you. Restless, lonely, when you're gone, say something, something, baby. Don't feel discouraged, feel inspired, I should be sleeping by you.
Hmm.
Yes, everyone, that was Camper featuring Brandy with Sleep.
Yo,
Oh
dope joint.
my goodness. If you don't know, like, I get so upset. Like I really, and I understand it's not your fault, guys, because the world doesn't put the greatness in front of you. You guys go search for the greatness. But I get upset that certain people aren't like, everybody knows their name, like they aren't being recognized for how great they are.
Hmm.
And Camper is one of these guys. He's just an extremely dope, talented man. And when I hear this production and the way he weaves instruments together, here it's interesting because I know he vocal produced this. He used Brandy's voice as an instrument, as an added instrument to the song,
Yo.
which which was bananas to me. Like that's just, he knows how to put artists in positions to get the finished product. And Sleep, you put this song on, you literally vibe out. Like it immediately engrosses you in the world of the song. It's one of those songs where you see the color, you feel the color of the track. uh Absolutely loved it as soon as I heard it. I've been waiting on the perfect time to to drop it here on Breakdown to Lowdown, and this was the week. So yeah.
I'm actually mad. Man, I didn't know that song, but no, but it's definitely a dope pick, and just the process behind the making of the song. Like you told me that he used Brandy's voices,
Hmm.
so nah, it's definitely dope, and like you could see, like he got a ear for music, and the vibe of it is so joyful, and it just bring me back to like the early neo soul sound. on, on some
Yes.
like music, soul child and all that, but with a modern twist to it. So you
Like
can,
a very crisp sound to it, like a very
yeah,
modern, crisp take on that neo soul vibe. Yeah.
definitely. So, and it tells me a lot. Like, you know, he really pays attention to details when he listens to music. So the inspiration, where he got it from, like, it's super dope.
And I actually really like the lyrical cadence in this,
Mm,
like the way they're like short phrases together.
mm,
It's a style that I've noticed with Camper a lot. It's like it doesn't always like it's not straightforward making sense, but when
mm,
you think about it, it makes sense. Came to peace, suddenly you're in my reach. Waited faithfully, hit my heart when you lay on me. Press lovely memories, summer breeze,
mm,
Barbados, tequila. Like it's like short phrases
mm,
that in a wholesome they make the track. And you know he's talking about, you know, I should be sleeping next to you. He says it so like it's like almost out of this world when I hear him say it. And you know, all hail Queen Brandy on the backgrounds as usual. I mean I can never get mad
mm,
when Brandy's singing on anything, so
mm.
yes. So what is your second pick for us?
Man, my second pick is Teedra Moses featuring Track
Ooh,
Mix and Lucky Right. I don't know if I messed up the name, but anyway, Cashmere
lucky
Compliment.
Cashmere compliments. Let's get it.
All right.
Listen, Daddy, I don't mean to be rude. There's a whole lot of wanna touch my crown. Why the hell should I choose you right here, right now? You gotta show me why. And I can tell by your style that you care about your appeal to me, and that's for real. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. You gotta make it known. Give me cashmere, compliments, blow my mind, make me feel. Turn me on, turn me out. That ain't what you about. Get the phone, leave me alone. Nah, it's not that I'm trying to be bougie or nothing. It's just I'm a grown woman and I know what I want and what I don't want. You know what I mean? Don't need no wasted time. Got real on my mind. Got money, moves to make. Don't hesitate, don't hesitate, don't hesitate, don't hesitate. If you really want me.
All right, all right. That was Teedra Moses featuring Track Mix or Mike. I don't know. Lucky Right. Cashmere Compliment. My bad, guys. Man, I messed up the whole names. But
It's
anyway,
all right. We
oh
understood.
man.
Cashmere Compliments by Teedra Moses. So, oh my god, now you got me messing up. By Teedra Moses for anybody who wants to look it up. My bad.
But nah, man. Teedra Moses OG in the game, man, and she's always dropping joints here and there. Man, I just feel like she needs more exposure, man. She's doing dope music. Maybe it's not me, maybe it's me, but that's how I feel. She doesn't get the proper due sometimes.
Nah, Teedra Moses is like she's one of those niche artists. You know, she's been
Yeah.
doing her things, active since the early 2000s. You know, gets her bag and is not really worried about us. You know,
Mm,
I like that. She makes. I mean, this song isn't. I love this song. Love the
yeah.
vibe. It's so happy.
The
Oh,
vibe, it's lively, and it's energetic. It has a whole
this
feel to it.
is the type of music I put on when I'm sick because I want to make myself feel like I have energy.
Mm,
So it would have been good if you had picked it like last week. Because last week, guys, you know, y'all don't even know. Y'all heard that episode. Y'all don't understand. I was dying. I was half dead. Like I have to pat myself in the back for being a professional because I definitely should have canceled that episode. Because after the episode, I was so much sicker. But I'm better now, guys. And it wasn't Corona. It wasn't COVID. Don't worry. Well, you know, we good out here in these streets. It was. It's one of those times. But Teedra Moses, man, um, the song makes me feel like somebody gave me a hug,
mm,
and I like that. I like it. Sorry, I was gonna say, is there any project linked to this? Is this a
I
single?
don't know. I just saw a single. That's a good question.
I think
If she could drop a
because
project though, that would be clutch because
I wouldn't mind a little project with this
it's a
vibe, or
good
at least
single.
a little EP with this vibe. I'm not mad at it. You know.
Yeah, but no, actually, it's a single.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. Well, glad to see you here, Miss Teedra. Glad to see you still doing your thing.
Well,
I really enjoyed the
she
track. I
didn't drop
actually,
since 2015. My bad to cut
yeah,
you.
not a full
So we
project. Yeah,
overdue.
we've been overdue. First of all, the fact that 2015 was 5 years ago still, it's very annoying to me. My second pick, if I can get into it, is that okay? I can. We done with Teedra? I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, we done, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
my second pick this week comes from
who that? What you got?
Tone Stith. I always get confused on how to say his name, and I know that it's probably a very simple way, but my brain makes it complicated. It's probably just Tone Stith. Uh, he has a new
That name
single.
is weird. But anyway,
Huh?
that name is super weird.
Well, I
Don't
mean, damn.
stuff.
Let's just call him Tone. Anyways, he has a new single, Devotion, and good God Almighty, just let's just hit play.
All right.
If swag did it, you said that you're trying to find someone who will love you more than just on the side. I said I'll give you my devotion, give you my devotion, baby. You're scared of living a lie, so baby let me give you something money can't buy. Give you my devotion, yeah. Give you my devotion, baby. Yeah. I'll adore you even if you left me broken. If you take a step, baby, I'll take two. For my last breath, I'll be for you. Right until the end, I swear I'll do anything to prove my devotion. I would stop my universe to make yours move. I would live for us, but I would die for you. Right until the end, I swear I'll do anything to prove my devotion.
Yes, guys, welcome back. That was Tone Stith with Devotion.
Man,
Um,
vocals, man.
I the vocals, like I put the single on, I played it through my speaker. Sometimes I think there's something to be said to hearing a song first time on the speaker. There's different ways to consume music, right?
Mm,
You might hear it first time in the car. You might hear it on your phone in somebody's story. But the first time you hear a song, for it to be blasting through like some really good speakers, and for that to come out, holy I was like, I turned around and looked at the thing like, oh, I went back to my Apple Music, hit add to library so quick. Like, I was like, whoa, this is coming. Like, what a vocal performance. Like the mellowness in the beginning, like the build up into that
mm,
big break in, and the way he's soaring right over the electric guitar. That, first of all, that guitar, fantastic. Like I should see who the producer of the track is. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared, guys. I don't have the producer on hand, but the way he's delivering this performance, the way I believe that he's devoted to me, like I know he's probably not talking about me at all, but the thing is,
mm,
that's what I want for singers, for you to catch me and grab me and make
mm,
me think that, and make me feel like you are talking to me. That's a performance, man. We don't often get to rave about the singing because there's so many of, let's be real, there's so much of this newer R&B is not super vocal based. It's more lyric based, it's more can we relate, it's more like feeling based. But this had it all around. I love the lyrics, I love the vibe, I love the energy, and the vocals were stellar. So thank you, Tone Stith. Thank you.
definitely dope performance, man. Like I always say that when you listen, I don't know, I don't know if I'm a music lover to that point, but for me, music is when you listen to music is a journey. Like it's a journey. If the singer, whatever it is, either with the voice or the instrumental, whatever, you can, like you said, grab me or whatever. It's a rap. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, and he just managed to did that with the vocals. So
Yep.
don't.
I want to read a couple of this. If I'll adore you even if you left me broken.
Mm,
If you take a step, baby, I'll take two. If on my last breath, I'll breathe for you. Right until the end, I swear I'll do anything to prove my devotion. To, he said, I will stop my universe to make yours move. Meaning, like, he would stop his own world if it meant helping you advance. That could be like stopping my career, devoting myself fully to you. That is a selfless act. And I believe him. The thing is, if you're going to sing about something so powerful as devoting your life to somebody, you better be singing. You better make me believe it. And I felt it.
mm,
Shout out. Now, I think I'm 2 for 2 this week.
mm,
But
yeah, man, I ain't got shit to say, man. It's not good compared to last week. Goddamn, like Xavier Omar, I'm bashed the hell out of that shit. But today
well,
you two and
we don't have
two
to
and
go back
two.
to the past. We don't have to go before we get into our oldies this week. Let's go check in with our guest. Element is on the show today, aka L Wave, as you guys heard him say at the top of the show. I'm excited to hear his pick. Well, I've heard it already. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but I'm excited for you guys to hear it. So, Element, what's up? How are you?
What's good? I'm doing very well. How are you?
I am great. I'm great. I'm glad that you're here. I want you to tell us what you've got for us this week.
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate being here. I'm actually a fan of your show. You guys got really dope taste, and I really
Thank
dig
you.
kind of like how you segment it, you know?
Thank you. I
So
didn't get
for
the
you
actually
guys,
part, but it's cool.
yeah, well,
He's like, I'm actually a fan. I'm like, okay.
you know, like caps, all caps, bro. All
All
caps
right.
and no cap. All caps and no cap, bro. My personal selection for you guys is an artist named Q. Literally just the
Mm,
letter Q, capital
Mm,
letters. Not that it matters, but the joint is called "Take Me Where Your Heart Is," and I believe it's self-produced. And a
mm,
homie somewhere in the states, not exactly sure where from, but he's got this sound that kind of meets like the old school Prince meets that new
mm,
Steve Lacy vibe. And I
mm.
really dig the
mm.
record. I hope you guys do too.
All
All
right,
right, let's get.
good to hear that.
I'm so into you, but I don't know where I've been. Oh, I just want you to take me where your heart is, and you're made wonderful. I would never want you to feel like you can never be right. Love is all you want. I would never do you wrong. Hold it down and give me some time. I'm so into you, but I don't know where I've been. Oh, I just want you to take me where your heart is. Oh, I'm so into you, but I don't know where I've been. Oh, I just want you to.
So what you guys heard is Q, Take Me Where Your Heart Is, a self-produced gem from one of my personal favorite upcoming artists. And why I really dig it is because it doesn't sound like it's following a formula. It's very simple. It's not trying to over sing for you.
Mm,
He really captured a pocket and that glisten of like an excitement of like a Prince record meets like the rawness and the
mm,
playfulness of like a Steve Lacy record. And I don't know, it just really speaks to me. I feel like the simple yet very straightforward lyrics shine because it feels like I can understand this artist's vibe easily. You know what I mean?
right. No,
Mm.
for sure. That's interesting that you say Prince, because that's definitely the vibe that I got when I was listening to it immediately. It gave me a real, no, the purple one vibe. It gave me really
Right.
it gave
Mm.
me how do I say this? Like a very alt pop type vibe, but
Definite.
no, I'm not gonna say the name. I'm gonna say because I feel like I've been comparing for the last couple of weeks, and if Clarence thinks about it, he'll know who I was about to say. For the last couple of weeks, I've been comparing male singers to this guy and kind of like slightly dissing him. And some people called me
I
out.
kind of want to hear it now
No,
that you say it.
I'll write it to you on your message right now,
Okay, bet.
so you know who I'm talking about. But I actually got a few comments about it. They're like, "Yo, you're going hard on this guy. Like, what is
Mm.
what's the deal?" So I'm not gonna do that. However, I do feel like this. I
I
feel like
mean,
Q.
there's artists I've been picking on since like the early late '90s, and I haven't stopped. You know what I mean? And they've been successful.
Well, I mean that's true. I mean, it's not. It's also no knock to anybody. I just feel like certain. I feel like since like I'd say like The Weeknd, Frank Ocean, they ushered in a sort of new vibe
Oh
for R&B.
wow, I'm so with you. I'm so with you on that
No, big
DM. I'm
facts. Big
actually
facts.
with you. No, like no cap. I'm actually with you on that one. But yeah, you know what? Let's not tell them because I feel like homie's vibe is pure, and
Mm,
I've kind of like it's almost like you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be a bully in the playground. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we got good
exactly.
taste. Yeah, we got da 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 da. But I kind of feel like he's not the greater evil inside this whole, like entertainment scheme. And I feel
Hmm.
like I genuinely respect him for his approach in
Hmm.
music. But yeah, there is that like, but it just don't hit right. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I feel
I
you.
can't play that ish
It,
like at home by myself. It'll just
it misses a
the
little.
tones
It lacks a little bit of soul, which I feel like Q makes up for really good well here.
straight.
He's able to showcase his true emotion while also doing it's a very pop sound.
Mm.
It's a very
Definitely.
produced track, but it's still I can still connect to it. That's what I liked about the song.
Definitely. And
Mm.
again, when you're trying to run something in a range of a falsetto like that and not just
Yo,
be all about performance,
Mm.
yeah.
that's tough because it's super performance heavy to pull that off.
And for the whole song to stay in that range, it's
Right.
like I mean head voice is already tough, but if you want to pull off your falsetto like this, that I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I watched the
No,
video after and I kind of got the homie's vibe even more. I was like,
there's a
kind of
video
like
for
that.
it.
Like, yeah, there is. I
Oh,
kind of really like it, man. Like, it starts with like he's bowling next to this cute girl and like he's constantly getting gutter balls and she's killing it. And, it's just kind of like corny on purpose. And I like that type of stuff. I like when you're like, you're being corny. It's like this
Right.
thing. It's like this it shows off the artist's intelligence, I feel, without
but
being pretentious either in the performance.
but it's a good corny though. There's corny,
It's a
but
good
that
corny.
one is a good corny to be honest. And like you said,
Hmm.
Exactly.
it's pretty
Hmm.
straightforward. I think a lot of people have been saying that on the show a lot. Like the fact that it's straightforward, people can relate to it, and just that retro feel because that's what is lacking in today's R&B or even in music in general. When you're talking about a topic that is relatable, like
Hmm.
it's lacking. There's a lack of emotion,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
with
or
that one,
there's
we
this
feel the
like, yeah,
emotion. You know.
yeah, straight up, bro. And I think like a lot of us are starting to get used to that, like, at least I can talk about it from my own perspective sometimes, that like male ego of being like,
Mm.
yeah, it's just safer though to like answer safe questions or play safe
Mm.
tracks, or like this is just safe. Everybody knows that it's a hit. It
Mm.
still slaps, but it's
Hmm.
safe. You know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm.
And I don't know, man. As an artist, I like to like not be cool, like said left field on purpose, but sometimes left field tracks just catch my attention. I mean, at the same time, I'm bumping, like I like some joints from Bryson's,
Hmm.
like Inhale and Next to You, like Teddy Walton production, and
Hmm.
it totally sounds sonically different, but it's crazy. The Party Pack, I can still bump the Party Pack, like, bro. Some of those songs never get old. SZA hit
Hmm.
different, fire, fire.
That
Brent
was a good
Fayez,
song.
Dead Man Walking,
We
fire. You
We had
know,
some opposing thoughts on Hit Different, didn't we, Clarence?
No, man,
I
look,
want to
man,
hear about that. I actually want to hear about that a little bit.
man.
Well, I
I
mean,
was
he
saying
said SZA didn't need to be on the song. It's SZA's song.
no,
Clarence
no,
would
but
say
I don't
shit
know,
like
but
that.
no, but he knows me. But I said,
Wow.
okay, Peter, I know you listen to music like that, but Nikki understood my point after. I said that this sonically, it sounds like it's a Ty Dolla Sign joint, and it doesn't need scissor. I'm not saying it's a bad joint, but I could have dealt with
That's
just Ty
hilarious.
Dolla Sign.
I really liked SZA on there. That was my only thing because I was like, I understood your point. I didn't agree with the fact that SZA didn't have to be there.
You know, when I'm not paying attention to the actual joint itself and it's in the background, I do recall her part more than I do Ty's part, to be honest.
Mm,
And I'm probably one of the biggest Ty
Mhm.
Dolla Sign fans.
mm,
Like,
I
I
love
think the
Ty.
guy's just the GOAT, bro. Like,
mm.
seriously.
Seriously underrated for his
He's
knowledge of
crazy, man.
R&B.
Yeah, he
It's
got one of the
insane, man.
best
Like
album out there.
he's a full on artist. You can tell
Mm,
which art, like the artist versus the performer.
Right.
No disrespect one or the other, but you can just tell the homie's bred from music. You know what I
No, I
mean? Like
completely agree.
it's
Completely
different.
agree.
and I'm
Hit
always a hype
different.
for a
Hit
Ty Dolla
different.
Sign project because
Pun intended.
he takes his time. You're not gonna rush a project
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
That's true.
Like it's look, we in the microwave generation where everybody dropping a project every fucking
Mm-hmm.
week. But him,
straight
Mm-hmm.
you
up.
know, when he's dropping something, he takes his time and he presents you something. I'm not gonna say perfect, but it's something enjoyable. So
Perfect.
Purposeful. You know what I mean? I feel like his
Purposeful.
music serves some form of purpose. It's either club
yeah,
music or it's like in a bedroom or it's just like rider music.
yeah.
It's purposeful. Like I can understand why his music exists.
Mm,
Completely
no, we
agree. Completely
we
agree.
need more Ty Dolla Sign in this world.
All
Straight
that.
up.
Okay, well, back to Q for a sec. Well, if you guys want to hear more of that, that is Q with just the letter Q. Take Me Where Your Heart Is, and I finally got the name right. Really enjoyed this track. Shout out to ELMNT for bringing this to our attention. We
No
have to get
doubt,
into
no doubt.
our oldies right now, but we're gonna talk to you again on the lowdown. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you in a bit. All right, everyone. Shout out to ELMNT for his pick. That was a dope
Man,
track.
dope pick.
Can't wait to talk to him again some more on the lowdown. Now we're gonna get into our oldies. Clarence, you do the honors.
My oldie this week, man. I gotta go back to one of the OGs, man. She might look crazy. Apparently, like, man, she changed the life of a lot of artists, a lot of guy, man. Like Common,
Magical.
yeah,
That
Common,
magical.
Common, Andre 3000. All of a sudden, they start acting weird or whatever, like people been saying. But hey, Erykah Badu featuring Common, Love of My Life.
Oof.
Let's hear it.
To the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. A freak.
Oh, could it be that it was all just so simple?
All right, Erykah Badu, Common, Love of My Life, man. That track. Every time I listen to it, like man, it does me something. This track came out in 2002, produced by. I'm actually surprised. I didn't know it was produced by Raphael Sadiq.
You didn't know
So
that?
no, I didn't know that, to be honest. So hey, I look stupid right
Tony,
now.
Tony,
But
Tony.
nah, that track, man. Like I said, it's supposed to be a journey. That track, like, is about the love for hip hop. So, and man, Common couldn't be a better featuring, a better match. Anyway, they were in a relationship, but like on the track, it's a perfect match, man. Like,
Perfect match.
yeah.
This song, this is one of the few songs that there's a few, but a select few songs. It's one of the few songs that makes me cry because I mean I know, and it is like a sort of continuation of I used to love her as well, and
Mm,
it's like um these songs describe music so beautifully and describe it as like a lifeline. And one of the things I was just saying this recently, I had a conversation with a friend. I was saying like how like music, I feel like sometimes it's my testimony. Like when I can't speak
mm,
or when I can't communicate the way I want to, or I'm angry, or like the thing that decompresses me, the thing where I fully express through is
mm,
music. Whether it's either I write or I
mm,
sing or I listen, but anything related to music, the consumption of it, it's my testimony, and I feel like that is perfectly captured by Erykah and Common in this song.
mm. Definitely, man. Nah. And it's funny you're saying that because I was watching Common's interview, and he was saying that actually love of my life is literally like I used to love her part two.
Yeah,
So nah, man,
yeah.
definitely dope track, man. And I like conceptual songs too. So
2002 was a great year. 2002, 2003, a very
2001
uh
too.
great succession of music, and we cannot ignore the amazing soundtrack it comes from, the Brown Sugar soundtrack.
Yeah,
What a movie,
yo, that
man.
movie,
Like,
man, one of the best black movies ever.
we're celebrating what? My divorce. I love that movie. But yeah, thank you so much for picking that lovely oldie. Um for me this week, I really had to, I'm bending the rules a little bit, I figure I can do that since it's my show. But I picked a track because I was having same friend that I was talking to about music.
Mm,
We started having a conversation about Frank Ocean, and gosh darn it, this guy really turned R&B upside. I mean, I'd say music up on its head. I believe that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Clarence. If you could do a quick Google, Channel Orange was either nominated for Album of the Year or won Album of the Year at the Grammys. I don't
album of the
recall.
year.
Channel Orange. I'm pretty sure it was nominated for a really big award at the Grammys that year. But just the things that Frank Ocean was able to do with only a few
Yeah,
projects,
album of the
it
year and urban album. Yeah.
he won it,
Nope.
or
Oh
he
no, you
just
want no,
nominated.
not for album of the year. You want the other one though.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
for
But
urban album.
like
Yeah.
a phenomenal album. And I was just thinking of like the stepping stones that brought him to that, and obviously Nostalgia Ultra that dropped in 2011 that really let us know who he was. But I know that Oldies is 10 years or older. However, if we get technical, it was recorded in 2010. So this is where I'm giving myself a pass to pick a song from Nostalgia Ultra.
Mm,
And I'm choosing Strawberry Swing. We're going to get into it and come back.
all right.
When we were kids, we hand painted strawberries on a swing. Every moment was so precious. Then I'm still kicking. I'm daydreaming on a strawberry swing. The entire earth is lighting. All the world is at its end. Just in case an atom bomb comes falling on my lawn, I should say, in you should hear. I've loved the good times, yeah. I've loved our good times, yeah.
Yes, that was Frank Ocean, Strawberry Swing, his wonderful cover of an amazing Coldplay song. I have to diverge a little bit to talk about the significance of Coldplay and how much they have influenced music, hip hop and R&B.
Mm,
Artists like we love us some Coldplay. It's just they get sampled so many times, they get covered so many times within our culture.
mm.
Um and it's one of those things where you just cannot deny good music. They make fucking good
Man,
music.
sonically, they out of this world, man.
Sonic, exactly. Like it's just and I love, and one of the reasons I really fell in love with Coldplay and got appreciation for them is when I really got into listening to Brandy's Aphrodisiac album, and I noticed that all of the Coldplay elements that she was using. So I kind of like got into them a little more, and Coldplay was equally like always complimenting Brandy, and I was like, wow, well, people who are fans of Brandy, they're good with me because that means you understand music. So since then, I kind of like been like kind of Coldplay fanatic there, and I love that Frank Ocean has reworked some of their work as well. Frank is a special dude
Mm,
because it because not everybody can take songs and kind of like, now the first time I think of them, it's the Frank version. And this is no offense to anybody, but it's like a lot of the covers on Nostalgia Ultra and the reworkings and the interpolations, I now think of Frank's version first, and it's just because how much he's defined the sound for me in my brain. Like even Hotel California, like because he has what is his version of it? Miss America, or what did he call it on Nostalgia Ultra?
oh man, I don't.
American Wedding, um, which is obviously it takes the cadence of Hotel California, but obviously Hotel California is a huge song, but just Frank Ocean's version has made a mark for me in my life. And if it's one thing I will say about Frank, I think he's a global treasure. I think he's somebody, when we talk about those people who completely revolutionized the game, there's a few people on that Mount Rushmore that changed the game for their individual genres. Future was one of those we talked about last week.
Mm,
I think Frank is one of those for the alternative R&B crowd, just completely did something new for music. Um and the thing about him is he's not the most vocally talented person. He's not the crazy Michael Jackson performer, but he has something that you connect to. When he sings, you feel it. It draws on emotion, and that's one of the reasons that I love Strawberry Swing, because when I hear it, I connect to it from a deeper level than just from my ears.
no, man. To be honest, I don't have nothing to add up. To be honest, you pretty much summed it. It tells me your fandom, which is a dope thing. No, it's fact. It's
Oh,
fact. No, but no, that was passionate. No, but man, I don't have nothing else to add. You pretty much said everything. And Frank Ocean, and what I like, he doesn't drop often.
which is unfortunate.
Which is unfortunate, but at the same time, I don't mind. When he's dropping, it's like I'm like a little kid at the candy store, to be honest. Like, and sonically, um, the two projects, like for example, Channel Orange, Blonde, it's two different sounds, but it feels like he picked up where he left off.
Facts.
So,
Facts.
man, actually, we overdue for some Frank Ocean, but
I miss him. Like I've said it on the show before, and I said to Clarence before. I get really passionate when I talk about extreme talent. Like I recently, like I told y'all, I was getting really passionate about talking about Tisha Campbell because I thought about her performance on Martin. I was like, people don't talk about her enough. Okay, like, I get really passionate because people are good, and talent is not given to everybody. That's like I get like I get wired. I get goosebumps when I think about certain people and how well they do their craft. So yeah, I think we're good to go to the next segment.
So
What are we
yeah,
getting into?
man. Let's get into the lowdown before we get too
Let's
passionate.
let's let's do it.
The lowdown.
Blue pill pop, forget problems we had to face. They kill Pac, then kill Nip, drew up dramas we can't erase. They sell rock to the block and then lock us inside the maze. Then a cop pull a Glock and ring shots inside a place. That kill Braid, that kill Walt, all the waltz and divide the race. People lost, evil walks, then it warns us to mind our space. I give props to the ones breaking locks and all the chains. To bring change, integrate, not just jump ship out of gang. CNN, ABC, give no fucks about our day. George is dead. Lord is fed up with all this fuck shit on our brain. I mean, well, they bring hell. They know nothing about our pain. I keep on living well, giving love fat all the same. Shit.
What?
Yeah, man.
Excuse me, bomb dropped. You know, I don't really do special effects, but I'm gonna add one right there after you. Boom. Okay.
You might have to call Punk Flex on that one.
Jeez, respect. Thank you. Honestly, it came from the heart, man. You know, like it's sometimes you have to, like, I don't know, man. Like, how do you write a song without not talking about these things these days? Like, that's the thing I want to talk about. Like, how do you have a platform and not talk about these things?
How do you just skip over this?
How do you skip over this? How do you put one photo to represent it? How do you not try? How do you like how like that's where I'm at, bro. Like, honestly.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was ELMNT Blue Pill exclusive right here on
Thanks,
Breakdown
guys.
Slowdown, and also gender non-conforming as well. Everybody, not just ladies and gentlemen.
No doubt.
You know,
Days as well.
Days as well.
Days
now,
as well.
That was dope. That was you know, like we was talking off air, guys, and we're like, you know, how are we gonna come into the lowdown? You know, sometimes we'll have artists, sometimes, you know, we'll have people that do special things. A lot of talented people that we have on this show. We might play a little segment of their song, but then when I get somebody that tells me they got something, you know, they got the bars, and I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna have to spit. ELMNT took me up on that challenge, and you know, I was over here like really like in awe because I really think that was deep.
Thank you. Honestly.
Thank you.
I mean,
thank you.
Like, yeah, well, you know, I'm, how do I say this? And I mean, I have a lot of different perspectives I can like kind of say this through, but I think that my intention is always been the same, and it's like really led by love and God. And I feel like I've prepared myself in my heart to talk about subjects like this. And not that I felt like before, like I couldn't handle it, because I've always been that type of, if you listen to my catalog, like I'd advocated this. And that's why I have a lot of my friends kind of being like, yo, you know, keep spitting it, keep doing it. And that's why I do it. And honestly, I feel profoundly like heavy in the heart for what's happening, but I feel like as an artist to be able to kind of push the limit and set a new standard for my little sliver of influence in the world. And it's always appreciated because it comes from a pretty deep place, and you don't want to offend people, and you want to word the sentiment and the meaning correctly, because I'm always caring about how that does affect other people, and if it's healing or if it feels like it's misconstrued as a message. So yeah, man, sometimes saying it out loud, especially the first couple times before it's out, always feels a little nerve-wracking and a little beautiful at the same time. So I appreciate you for like sharing your platform with me and like letting me kind of like do that for you guys.
Man. Man, salute to you, man, for that dopeness on the platform, actually.
Yes, thank you so much. And that was better than any intro I could have done to this segment. Jeez. So so you guys, we're in the lowdown basically. If you haven't gathered, if you didn't realize that we're on the lowdown, that's what's happening right now. ELMNT is in the building with us again. If you haven't realized that, I have to question some things. But
I appreciate that. I'm humbled. I love this conversation. This is special for real already.
I'm ex- I'm excited. I want you to tell people, like, obviously, we're familiar with you, but I want you to tell people, like, what you do. How do you consider yourself? Like, what is
Mm.
how would you like present yourself to someone?
I like elevator pitches. I'm a create
Yep.
I'm a creative vanguard that's battling ego problems and always trying to like
Damn.
focus on the creative actions and not just like not getting known for one specific skill. I'm really in love with the craft of producing music, getting people together. I think like my skill set of like combining other people's talents and cultivating like relationships through art has allowed me to kind of like build a community that ended up a record label, which I'm still working on. It has its perils, but day to day we win in the battle and produce music.
Mm,
Right, I still rap. I
yes.
find rap's gonna always have a place in my heart because of like that's where I get the words out. That's where like I really tell people how I be feeling because social media, you already know, you tell one opinion and people are grilling you like right away. So
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
like it's not the safest place to get your point across. Yeah,
Mm.
I
man.
agree with that.
Yeah, I think it, the way I see myself is kind of like I'm playing. I'm playing a shooting guard position inside the music culture on the indie scene right now, bro. And I'm down to pass the rock. I'm down to shoot it. I'm down to dribble it for a while until things get less hot on the block. Whatever it takes. I think I'm
That's
always been
good.
the type of person to represent many, even as a faction, solo faction, and like what I do as an artist. I always try to like tie into culture. So that's why I always say like I think I'm a musical cultural vanguard battling ego problems.
Listen, I've that's a
Dope.
pitch, sir. Okay, like, like if it's basically like if you didn't know, now you know.
Mm.
You spoke about the
Yeah.
label, and I find it's interesting because one, first of all, shout out to you for just being able to be a founder of your own company. That's something
Thank
that
you. Thank you.
ownership is something that people often take for granted. My question to you is, in today's industry currently, what do you think is the role of the label, and is it changing? Has it changed? Do you adapt? Have you adapted?
Great question. I think it's a question that most artists are asking, and labels should be asking. I think that for a long time, labels served one purpose, and now that kind of like, let's say, technology has kind of like led the way in like changing how hardware, like we don't have CDs anymore.
Hmm.
We've seen like a renaissance movement of like collection music, kind of like music from like back in the day on like vinyls from like heads like that are all up into nostalgia and just like in love with that. So it's kind of created a resurgence in certain aspects, but then it's also left this like void where for a while we were like kind of relying on blogs, and then from
Hmm.
blogs there was that dead space where Spotify didn't really define the marketplace yet, and artists were like scouring to figure out how to do it. And then you had your Bandcamp and your SoundCloud era where then you can get into like bigger audiences, and now it's about mass consumption. Now you're looking at a fast paced, the next evolution of music is probably going to look like, how do you like aggregate such an ample amount of content and pay attention to quality? So quality
Hmm.
assurance is, are your
That's big.
views real? Are your listens legit?
Yes.
Everybody is a marketing agency. I've had to spend thousands of dollars to like honestly catch a lot of losses because in the end, I thought reputable companies all kind of followed that like G code, but they don't. The internet
Hmm.
defined that you can get like finessed faster. And
Hmm.
I think
Mm.
that all of us are starting to kind of get into these like digital communities to talk about things. Um, there's a lot of different platforms that people are meeting up on and discussing like in chat rooms and discords,
Hmm.
where the music industry is going, and that is kind of it. It's relationships based still, though. It's like there's this thing that you and I having a talk, be like, okay, yeah, we had a really dope talk. So of course you're going to be in my Rolodex. Of course I'm going to choose you over somebody else because we've already discussed that. Even though a lot of people I feel like are waiting for like the next tool to appear,
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like we need to focus on that. I was reading this really like crazy thing, and I'm going to kind of find a parallel to the music industry and how I view it. He
Okay.
said if you kind of like look at like the historic cultural downfall of Atlantis was actually like it was their own fault. It was that they were like
Mm.
at one point in time sent back, and that every human had this auto connection to God and creation. And then at one point in time, the Atlanteans fell in love with their tools and their technology too much. And I found this parallel with us and what we're going through now, and how we kind of like fell in love with the tools that we have as artists, and we started looking at like statistics to give us like the
Validation.
next foundation, exactly, to lay the bricks. And I feel like that we got kind of like misconstrued, and that's why it feels empty. You know what I mean? I feel like
Think we
there's
kind of
not been
lost
a
the
full
vision.
yeah, we've lost the vision a bit.
Mm.
And what I
But man,
feel like after every real famine or really tough period in the world, there's always been a renaissance right after it. So in my like bones, in the like
Mm.
music, like why I dropped Q was because I feel like these bedroom sounds, like this left field pop, or you know, like it doesn't even have to be underground. It could still sound like a pop and track from like Travis. Travis started as an independent artist. You know what I mean? Even back then, Travis wasn't all out like label funded. He was an independent artist killing it, and then got noticed.
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott, exactly. And he's still the most relevant name in hip hop. I feel like the artists that don't follow that route, they get chewed up and spit out real fast. And that's why I feel like this
the
new
thing is
gen is
like,
going to tap into that on that like uniqueness. There's tons of playlists from like mellow bars to like rap caviar to like R&B hits to like workout playlists to like pollen. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Where like they're all really defined. And I think that the question's always going to be
It's
how do we integrate this tool, but I think that the conversation is going to get greater. The context is going to start like kind of switching again back to that, like where are we, like as people in a culture.
Mhm. Mhm.
and it's crazy. It's crazy that you said that because I always say that no matter what it is in life, whatever it's music or any field, man, if you don't have no fucking foundation for yourself,
It's going to fall
you don't
apart.
know your worth and you're not building your leverage, it's a wrap. And the difference, because you name Travis Scott, and you have multiple of them like Nipsey and all that.
RIP.
The difference between them and the artists from back in the days is like back in the days, like it was okay. All right, I gotta go knock at any record label door and all that, and praying for them to sign me, and
Exactly.
then like But now it's like, look, man, I'm one click away.
Yeah,
I'm one click
exactly.
away, but at least it's like, okay, if I go viral or I have a fucking momentum going on for myself, how I'm gonna keep up?
Right,
Mhm.
man. And
That,
yeah, and I think like yeah, and
but,
I think that now that we've kind of like within our own networks, you see that the internet is going towards that like subscription base. You see it like usually
Mhm.
it pops up, the trends pop up within like tech and sadly the adult world.
Everybody's
You
gonna
know what
have
I
a
mean?
subscription.
Like
Like
so if you look
everyone.
at where the internet is going, you have to pay attention to like Patreon and OnlyFans. And
OnlyFans.
I'm not trying to say OnlyFans, don't go degrading yourself, bro. You know what I mean? Don't become a
OnlyFans and
Chris
you thinking,
Brown. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I'm saying. That's where the internet is going. So that means like your personal value on the internet is not to be given away for free anymore. There's something that I'm going to offer. I think like something like it's no longer apps. Apps are not like and subscriptions, those are not things that people care for because you can spend the next 5 to 10 years building it. And then you like, oh, wow, like the internet shifted on me. While
This is
I think
fascinating. I'm gonna throw
personal
all my questions in the
marketplaces,
trash.
yeah,
No, like
personal
because like I had
marketplaces.
questions, but it doesn't make sense anymore. So keep going.
Yeah, I
man,
mean,
you
yeah,
you
I feel like
you be
that's redefining where we're going. And I think that I got a lot of artists right now that and friends that are sitting on top of like record executives for all the big labels right now, and these are just close friends of mine. And how they got there was like the sequence of working with labels and placements, and that's great.
Right.
And even them,
'Cause
they're
it's still
trying to
important.
understand where it's going because they got hired to create a change. And a necessary, real
Mhm.
big change needs to happen, basically. And I personally feel like it's that, man. They're gonna offer their tool sets. So you got a lot
So
of
you
guys
think
getting distribution deals nowadays, or publishing, or
Mhm.
like, let's say like pub deals, just like working with them for their network. Like you're a talented producer, you got some writers working underneath you. That's where you're going for. And even when you get into that, you realize that you're limited. So a lot of people are having similar conversations about how to get it, and most of them don't know where to go. There's not that one library website with like all the information, and usually those are the ones that kind of like subsequently like water it down. So by the time it gets to you, it's almost like discovering Bitcoins now versus like 15 years ago, 10 years ago type ish, when you could have maybe made some money with it. And
Right.
again, I think like we got to focus on like what people are missing out on. And I think that filling that with like maybe processes that are more accurate, like how many times labels have messed up and put me on the wrong stores as wrong names. uh, those things can't happen anymore. You know what I mean? I think it's about pure accountability. I've signed albums away, and in the end, they don't even give me half of the things I would have given myself, because I would have over prepared for my release, while to them I'm just a Tuesday release, and there's no emotion
Mm.
there. There's no grit. There's no focus on me as an artist with my integrity. So to get to the finish line, they'll do whatever. They'll trip the next man's just to get me there. And I personally can't take that. I need to redefine. So basically it's brand collaborations. My brand is this is your brand. Respectfully, if it makes sense for both of our brands, we can do deals. Other than that,
Mm.
don't at me. You know what I mean? I feel like most people should carry that type of vibe to them these days, because it's been not in our favor. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like since day one, and people do need to talk about it more, and we need to kind of start redefining how we trade our assets and our leverage together. Because I'll do most of my ish for the culture, but the moment that I feel like I have no choice anymore, I have to go through your like little hyper invention, of course that's gonna bother me. You gave me no choice. You know what I mean? As an
I
artist,
feel
I'm defined by
Big facts.
freedom. You know what I mean? Like I
I feel you.
Man,
maybe I'm
you
crazy, but
sound. No, you're not crazy.
No, no,
Actually,
no, no, no.
it's dope that you're saying that. You sound like you pretty much are really like seasoned veteran in the game right now.
I'm
Literally. I'm
trying,
like,
And
brother. I'm
I need to get
trying,
on
brother.
the ELMNT team. Like what how do I
We'll
get
work.
that?
You already know we're on the team
no,
together.
it's
We're
big
gonna
facts.
build.
It's big facts. You preaching dreams right now, and I would like to know, man. I'm curious, like so far in your career, because you're a DJ, you're a producer, you're a rapper. It's different branches, but at the end of the day, there's definitely like some lesson that you learn. What would be your biggest lesson so far that you learn and that propel you to the next level?
Right. You can never be too prepared, bro. And honestly,
Mm.
I think
Mm,
that when we look at like the intellects of the world, look at like how did that idea become successful, I think the standard is a lot lower than we think it is. And
Mhm.
if like it really sunk to me, because one of my childhood friends is like a budding entrepreneur within like the ad world and stuff, and he started working on like
Mm.
Google products. And to me, he's like, yeah, I'm working on this app. I just sold it for $25 million. And I was like, wow, man,
Oh,
big ups, bro. Like huge. But he's like,
single friend?
yeah,
I'm kidding.
he probably is, man. Knowing him, he probably is.
I'm sorry.
uh,
Go ahead. Keep going.
and yeah, and he uh he was like, yeah, but my learning lesson is like I only pulled about 350, 400K out of it. It's still big money, but when you consider the
Mm.
amount of work it takes to build over like let's say 8 years, 7 years, a company that is that heavy,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you would want to build more lean the next time around. So my whole
mm,
perspective is the same way I'll talk to like my brothers in music, and kind of our conversations are based around like, bro, I don't do things for clout, bro. You know, like that's past that. I wouldn't sign just because the label is that label anymore. You know, it's just, it's not feasible. It doesn't make sense. And that's gone. That's not where 2020 and beyond is going to be, like, because of like how like COVID and everything has shape shifted us to kind of have to go to this more transparent, like, who's gonna go into flex culture right now? Like, it makes no sense. You know what I mean? We gotta be talking about
Mm,
how do we survive as people? How do we gain more leverage as creatives? How do our products, services, and tool sets start to get leverage to others and do like good things in the industry? Like, because in the end, I'm not trying to touch a bag if it does damage to somebody else. And
Mhm.
yeah, man. I honestly feel like, I know that was a long question, but like,
No, it's okay.
know how to pitch who you're talking to, bro. That's what it is. Like,
mm.
if I'm going to like talk to a venture capitalist, I'll
Yeah.
take all the routes and conversations necessary with all the right people I have in my
Tell them what
network.
they want to hear. But
Figure it out.
even
Figure
that
out how
is
they speak. Figure out how they move. Figure out what their
that was part
keywords are
of what
like.
you said in the beginning. That's part of
Straight
what you
up.
said in the beginning with the staying prepared. Like if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So if you learn how
Straight
to
up.
like navigate these
Mm,
different avenues, like, and know how to adapt, know how to be that chameleon, I mean, success is almost guaranteed.
Most definitely. And my homegirl Cheryl from back in the day kind of like dropped a dime on me that keeps kind of echoing in my brain. And it's like the difference between people that plan and people that are planners. Like planners, like let's say we're throwing a music festival and it just looks like a disaster. We wanted to do it in the islands, and they're like, "Don't do it." Like they just like had the fire festival here, and you're like, "Nah, but we're different." They're like, "Nah, it's bad." Planners would continue evolving their idea. They can move the date, they can move the island. It doesn't matter. Like how
mm,
Amazon built Amazon wasn't because of like they were worried about their brand logo being in the color orange or purple. Like those things are interchangeable. I think the ethos of your idea, your hustle, your move, your strategy always has to be kosher. Like it's got to come from this place of logic and not emotion. It's just like you tap into the emotion when you're talking to people, when you're recording your music, when you're dropping your
Yeah.
podcast, but you leave emotion aside when you're calculating how to get successful.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you really
Mm-hmm.
just got to be real with yourself.
Now, I have a question for you because you mentioned earlier we were talking about one of the ways that it seems that we're heading towards is the subscription-based services, and I kind of had an idea. You know, you being a label owner, do you think that labels might be heading towards like they're having their own streaming services? Is this a thing that's bubbling in the industry? Because I've kind of heard talks about it, but I don't know if it's like really feasible.
Yeah, definitely. I see. The thing is, the way I'm starting to predict it, I was having that same exact question, and it was kind of like, is that going to happen, or is it going to be too tough to like go against the giants? And then I was like, as a producer, I have certain websites I go to where like I'll buy certain plugins, and what I noticed as a trend on that was like different companies that create different plugins will package it together based on like the sound you're going for. So like they'll say like trap producers or like ambient R&B producers, and in that you'll have like auto tune, and then you might have like sausage fattener, or you might have like this thing that processes like 808s, or like this
Mm-hmm,
like synth that creates like Omnisphere, for example. And that's where I'm starting to be like these package deals where let's say I want the deal that'll give me Hulu and Amazon Prime and like Netflix and all
yeah.
for like $16 a month or something, where they're all
Whoa,
profit
that's a good
sharing.
deal.
It would be cool if it actually included all of them, but I feel like at one point in time they're going to realize that there's going to be one major leader, and the rest of them to be profitable, they're gonna have to figure out how to unify together on these marketplaces. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, I think that like as
They're
an
gonna have to
independent,
neutralize the big dog.
yeah, the thing is, the big dog is like always gonna be there. But even if you're, let's say, as a budding entrepreneur, trying to launch something in the marketplace, you got to launch with something that's like slightly different. Like, let's say Jay and Title, their thing was like, of course they don't have the same catalog licensing,
Right.
but the thing is, within the regions they are, like, let's say in Scandinavia or here and there, maybe their process is leaner. Maybe they only have 20 to 50 people working in the head office, so their
But
overhead
they
isn't
ran
as
on
crazy, you know.
the high fidelity sound, and also on the fact
That's
of
what it is, right? They
artist ownership. So there was
straight
like those
up,
two main selling aspects that were differentiating them from the other services on the market.
which is
I mean,
dope.
I feel like
I mess with that.
they've carved out a pretty good niche for themselves. I mean,
Absolutely. I mean, like SoundCloud is still not making money, and it's probably still like just as. I
It's
mean,
crazy.
SoundCloud is as huge as it gets. It's that they're not running lean. They never really got in the game with like a model that like now they're trying to catch up, and SoundCloud's going into digital distribution as well. So for sure,
Mm.
Lander is going into digital distribution. That is cool. I'm not going to share all my gems. We can share it offline because I know that a lot of people listen. But
Yo,
I
he said,
kind
you
of,
he
already know,
said,
man. We supposed to link up tomorrow. Drop me all the genes tomorrow, right?
between
no,
us,
he
we can
said you
definitely
gotta
build
pay
on
for
all the
this.
gems. Yeah, that's where my that's where my like
So we're
that's where
done
my
here.
own only fan be coming through. You know, that's like
Listen,
producer
listen,
version of OnlyFans. That's it.
get
Where
that
you just get the
subscription.
gems. Just get the
Listen,
subscription, $7.99. You know, you get all the gems. Yo, and we need that. And like the
But yeah,
commercial's just gonna be with like mixtape DJs from the early 2000s. So yeah, like every commercial is gonna be a different mixtape DJ. You got
that
K
is so
Slay on
yo,
funny.
it.
to be honest, it's funny you're saying that because I always said that there's two apps that missed the boat and they didn't make that money they were supposed to make. That Piff and SoundCloud.
Oh
Ooh,
Yo,
yeah, man.
F.
label should pay these two
Oh
these two
man.
apps,
They
Oh
made
them
man.
two
artists.
like
Yeah,
websites.
they made
Yo,
artists for
trust
real.
me, man.
I mean, like,
If it wasn't for SoundCloud or that Piff, there's a lot of artists that wouldn't be there.
That's
absolutely,
facts.
bro.
Label just robbed
Absolutely.
them and all that, and they made the money with them.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
fucking
dude. I
crazy.
mean, that's the thing, though. They had in that blog era where like why Vice is not really working, and Vice even was like one of the ones that like got through the stratosphere. You know what I mean? They got Netflix, they got this and that. It's just that they weren't running lean enough. Like all of them had
Hmm.
opened all these head offices and stuff, and massive offices in Brooklyn. Blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Thing is, when you look back at it now, it's like, dang, these guys are trying to live off like an advertising budget, but they have nobody pledging and giving them money. So your fans, like two artists that got it back in the day, was like Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails, and
Hmm.
oh, who's that other artist that was really leading the way independently? The rapper, Tech Nine. Um,
Yes.
they literally kind of were doing that whole like pledge, like let's say you can buy my album for this price digitally here on Bandcamp, but then from that you can also
Mm.
order my T-shirt, my CD, my that, and then from there they had like models. It was almost like tier systems, and back then I think that people get used to whatever you pitch them. So as long as it's consistent enough that by the third time they see it, they get your idea. I just think that instead of battling the internet, you have to be complementary. So it's not about changing your whole image and facade. I think your foundation's got to be rock solid. Your menu of offers as a
Hmm.
creative always has to be rock solid. Like you got to know what you're
Agreed.
selling and who you're selling it to.
Who you're selling it to.
Period.
Agreed.
Period.
Well, all right. So I mean, so normally I ask all my guests, like we ask you a question about something that's going on currently, in the culture or the world or the industry, and it just so happens that there's something that really kind of grinds my gears. A headline
Mm.
that I saw recently. I think you. Judging by this conversation, you might have a pretty good opinion on this element. So
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
if you guys
down.
have heard.
I'm all ears.
I don't know if you guys have heard, but Scooter Braun recently, he
Yeah.
reportedly sold Taylor Swift's masters for more than $300 million, and he's now re-recording her music. Sorry, Taylor's now re-recording her music. A similar situation
Mm,
to what JoJo found herself in a few years ago.
mm,
The interesting thing is we know that Taylor's been fighting for her masters for a long time from Scooter Braun. She's called him a bully. She's called him all types of names. Um,
yeah.
and he hasn't really allowed her to buy them back. And also, if he's sold them back for, if he sold them for $300 million, that's a whole lot of money. I don't know Taylor's pockets like that, but I kind of find that it's crazy that you have to buy your own music. Like, and I
First
know.
and foremost, why
Go ahead.
is your manager owning your masters? What were
Mhm.
you sipping daiquiris by the pool when they got you that deal? Like, are you on crack?
Oh my
Like,
god.
Yo,
if you're listening to this, madam, you've been in the game for a while. It's been 10 years since Kanye grabbed that thing off the stage while you were talking. Like,
And basically canonized
I
her.
get it. I get it. The thing is this. She doesn't deserve the flack. She's an artist. She's in the game. She's not my cup of tea
Yeah.
as an artist, but I absolutely respect her. She's not been
Respect her, yeah.
negative, not been negative
mm-hmm.
representing women in culture. She plays her
Well,
role. I don't know the ins and outs, so maybe I'm wrong, but she's not Jeffrey Epstein.
No,
You know
but
what I
I
mean?
don't
Like,
know,
if the
man.
sliding scale is Jeffrey Epstein, she's still like all the way on the opposite side. Like, I don't know. Like,
I'm just saying, man. To be honest, yo, first of all, that industry, if you have too much moral in that industry, like it's a wrap for you. So I can't blame Scooter Brown. To be honest, he
wow.
did
all
what
right.
he
So
had to do.
Clarence.
let me see
He's a
this.
finesser. It's
Let me
facts.
see.
It's facts. Oh, I'm no. Hold up. Let me finish. Hold up. My bad.
No,
But
go.
like
Let me
he did what he
finish.
had to do, and
I'm gonna let
I
you
know.
finish.
Hold up. Let me finish. Like I saw a little doc. It was like a 20-minute, 25-minute doc from Complex about Scooter Brown,
Mm.
Right.
his upbringing and all that. He was working with JD back in the days, but he was saying that he got finessed by JD, and on top of that, randomly he got fired, and he never got compensated for the work that he did,
Oh
and
yeah.
he was behind a lot of shit going on in the social death movement.
Oh yeah. I
I'm
And
not
mean,
here
at
like
the
for
end
it.
of the
this
day, when you have
industry
that
is
type of
horrible.
experience,
Terrible.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This
So
industry is
at the end of the day,
trash,
that's
bro.
why I
Like,
was asking you. That's why I was asking you the question about like what's your biggest lesson.
But you see, like,
And
yeah,
at
Clarence,
the end of the day, it's not that I was waiting for that answer and all that, but it's still relating. It's still related
it's
at the
like
end of the day because
no,
honestly,
like
man.
and I
at the end of
understand
the
what you're
day,
saying. It's almost like you're saying you snooze, you lose at the end of the day in this industry. And
fact.
Scooter's just like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna get mine. I get it. However,
And
I
don't
think,
get me wrong. Sorry, I don't want to cut you. I'm gonna let you finish. And
yeah.
after that, like, and don't get me wrong. Like, I'm moving. Like, for example, even us, like, we doing the podcast, and at the same time, for myself, I'm in the event planning world
Mm-hmm.
and all that. I'm the biggest fan of like don't burn bridges. Like, make
Yeah.
sure that you treat people
Straight
good no
up.
matter what the situation
Amen
is.
to that, bro.
Yeah.
But I just understand, and I preach that. Like, yo, Elements knows me.
Yeah.
Like I'm 10 toes down. So at the end of the day, I can understand where he coming from too. And the majority of people in life, when they go through bad experience, they know better. So it's either they still do good or they just like fuck the morals. They do what they
Yeah,
gotta do.
Listen,
definitely.
Survival of the fittest.
but that's what I was saying a little bit. Like we spoke about that a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the good and the bad in the world and the thing. Like I was just realizing how much shitty people there are, and honestly, there's a lot of shitty people in the industry. And the industry is dark and it moves.
Facts.
It moves in shady ways. However, I feel like there's a lot to be said for integrity. There's a lot to be said for people who want to put good out there and receive good. Like
No, I agree.
and like I like the example I was gonna take is what is it? Belt New Edition. New Edition got ripped off, in their initial contracts. Everybody knows they made no money.
Yo.
When Michael Bivins founded his label and signed, Boyz II Men, BBD, all of these acts, he did the same thing that was done to him in New Edition. And I found that like really interesting because it's like, why would you treat like it's interesting to me. Why would you treat these artists like you were treated? You know what it's like, or is it just like, well, now I'm in the position, so now I have the power? weird to me.
I mean, a lot of people power trip, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of like managerial roles and like executive roles in music, um, they kind of like breathe down your neck. And I mean, I'm taking a look at it right now, and I like numbers talk, bro. They're both about the same net worth right now, for like 50 million shy. That's how you know you're good.
Mm.
That's how you know you're Gucci. If Scooter Braun or Taylor Swift independently, any of them can make 400 to 365 million dollars without wagering something, they're fucking dumb, bro. Like, they're dumb. To
Mhm.
get inside the network is like trying to get inside the mob and then complaining because you're not a capo, bro. Because like now you're in it, but like you're not the top guy. You got initiated into a business model. It's no longer about your cute little songs and your great, like, oh my god, look at her harmonies, like, or this guy. Like, it's money on the table, and if you got
Mhm.
in this way, you're gonna get out that way if you're lucky. And that's all I'm saying. You want to go ahead and play like the I just got signed, you're playing the mob game. Everybody that's in the game
Mm.
knows that. Just like, people be scared. And honestly, I'll be 100p with you. That's why I said I have empathy towards her cause, but she should have been thinking about this while making new music. And like, if you
Mm.
take a look at like conversations between like Russ will be like, when they ask him about big labels, and the same way I would tell you is like, and advise you is, as an artist, is sprinkle it like salt and pepper. Like, let's say like your album releases, some of them you can keep for yourself, because what will happen is when your labels are pushing those 4 or 5 singles that you've licensed them or given them the full rights to, yeah, maybe
Mhm.
they own all the rights to that. But if you give away your whole catalog, it's because you don't know the game. And if you don't know the game, but
Mm.
you're in the game, you get played. That's how it is. That's like, no one needs to lay that out for you. Scooter Braun also manages like Ariana Grande, Kanye West, J Balvin, Carly Rae Jepsen, like, and more. So
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber, I'll be honest with you, they all look like they have decent interpersonal relationships with Scooter Braun, bro. Like,
Mm.
I didn't hear anybody say anything. The thing
Yo,
So you think
is,
this is
Scooter
like
Braun don't
a
manage people.
Taylor
Yo,
issue?
yo,
Scooter
you
Braun
got
doesn't
in the
manage
game
people
one way, you're
randomly.
gonna get out the
Like, yo,
game one way. Yo, you sell bricks, you end up in jail or dead. Everybody knows that. If you are the 1 percentile that got out with the different statistics, God
Mm.
blessed you. It's not the normal. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not
mm.
normal for people not to get finessed inside this game. Like, it's
Wow.
the game. That's the game. But then again, you're worth 400 milli. That's the game, though.
That's
There's
facts. But
something
I
on the
mean,
table.
listen, you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. Let me tell you, the
Straight
more
up.
knowledge you
That's true.
have, the less you get, the less possibility there is of you getting played. Like, it's just facts.
Don't get
Um,
got, man. That's it. Sorry. Everybody gets finessed, man. I got finessed a trillion times and I'm nowhere near their success level.
not a
You know,
trillion,
so
Jesus.
I
Okay,
got
well,
finessed a decent amount. When you're trying to make things happen, you go through the perils of not understanding how the spectrum is supposed to look, and you think that you get daisied by it. You know what I mean? It kind of throws you
yeah,
side to side, and you don't know what to expect sometimes. So you try to react in the moment, and then by the time it's too late, you're looking
it's too
back
late.
at it like, oh man, yo, I would have done this differently.
Hmm. Wow.
I
Well,
hope her next album is independent, if that's all the case.
that's probably what it's gonna be, though. That's. I mean,
Use your plugs for distribution and go indie. Hire your talent. Break
I mean,
down on
Taylor,
a
you got it.
go
You got
into
it,
text
Taylor. Like,
edit.
I'm not
Go into text edit, write down what your label was doing for you, and hire independent gunners to do it for
to,
you.
to do that.
Done.
Yeah,
Simple.
that's
She
what I'm
got the
saying. Like,
bag.
she got it. She be all right.
Homegirl has $365 million, bro. Net worth.
She'll be all right.
Come on, fam. Whew.
No, Taylor.
I'll be
Taylor
honest
needs
with
to
you.
jump shift.
Drake cannot go indie. Drake, like the movie In Too Deep, And I love
Yes.
Drake. I think this is great, but like Drake's operation makes way too many people very well paid. And Drake
Yeah.
has one of the best deals out,
That you
period.
can actually have
So, and is
like actually
like,
a really good
yeah,
deal.
like Drake can't get finessed because his team is like leading. They're the new standard. Like Drake's still the hottest artist in the world, period. And it's not because he just makes dope music. They know how to move, but like they took it there, literally.
Yeah.
But like, yo,
Well,
that
uh,
ops, that's deep rooted. I'm sure it is. And I'm not like talking all peace and love to the OVO crew. Like genuinely, it's just that yeah, yo, you know what, they know. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just saying the business is a business. That's it.
yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Well, listen, that this is all facts and gems that I'm getting right here. I'm definitely naming this episode industry rule number 4080, of course. I
Jeez.
feel like that's appropriate. I wanted to ask you at this point, like, I mean, because we are kind of nearing the end of the interview, had so much fun talking to you. I want to ask, like,
Likewise.
do you have like anything coming up that you want to let people know, like what's happening, what do you got coming up next, and where
So
they can follow
yeah,
you and stuff?
just released adults with my homie the fitness and LOT. Thank you very much. We've whipped that one up about a year and a half ago, and the label wanted to release it, so everything got a green light, and it's out, available as of 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
I do have my new single Sideways coming out really really soon. Working towards a project, but right now I'd like to say since I dropped that one, we'll be focusing our energy on kind of like just kind of moving what we got and slowly unearthing some new gems. Free 99, I signed some really special singles. I'm breaking out from like hip hop and electronic a little bit into that left field pop.
Okay.
Um, just now I feel like I can diversify the sound a little bit more and kind of like show people what kind of changes we've made and growth we've gone through in the past year. And yeah, man, shows are still locked down, so look forward to just putting out more content. And yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's it, really.
Beautiful, beautiful. So your ads on Instagram, let's at
My
Elwave,
at on
EL.
Insta is el.wav and free-99 freedash
Beautiful. Well, we want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. Like I literally had a good time. I could talk forever if it wasn't the
Yeah,
fact that
honestly,
we
thank you guys, for real. It's a really dope ass conversation.
yes, we got to do it again sometime.
Definitely. I appreciate you guys, all the gems you guys shared as well. You guys know I F with you guys 100. And I'm really
The
grateful
long
for
way.
the opportunity. You said it, not me.
All right. All right. So I'll let you go. Have a great rest of your evening.
God bless you too.
Bye. All right, guys. Yes. Shout out to Element for coming on. We had such a great conversation with him that we're not gonna
Man, been dropping
take up too
gems,
much
man.
more of your time. Yo, like so many gems, so many tidbits that are that you can use. Oh, I'm excited for you guys to hear this when you hear it. Um, we just had a couple of things more to address. The funny thing is, I want to say it's not funny. Obviously, it's very sad. I want to say rest in peace to Alex Trebek,
Rest in
because
peace,
he was
man.
such a legend. And I always got to take a little pride in that because he's from Ottawa, graduated from Ottawa University of Ottawa, same as me, alumni, you know what I mean. And more than the most famous faces in game show television. So he was a good guy. Like, we have to say, what did Element say? We were off air, and I wanted him to repeat it on air, but I kind of forgot to bring it up. He said something. He was like the one white person who hasn't done any shitty things this year or whatever. I don't know how he said it, but it was funny, guys. I can't. You had to be there,
No, I don't
basically.
know if it's too wild out to. say it. Anyways.
That's not wild. First of all, have you Clarence, welcome to Breakdown to Lowdown. This is what we do.
Yeah,
Um
facts. Yeah, facts.
but yeah, so RIP to him, and you
Mm.
know, rest in peace his soul, and hope his legacy lives on for years to come. Second thing, the I haven't seen it yet, so you guys are gonna have to wait for next week for our commentary. But a lot of you guys have been excited about the Fresh Prince reunion special that happened.
Oh,
I've been seeing
so
little clips.
there's a date for
I
it?
saw it was a reunion special that they did, so not the new show,
Oh,
but
okay.
this was like the old cast reunited, and they did a special. I've seen some clips from it, so I saw Will and Janet Hubert, who played original and Viv. I saw them talking. But I haven't watched the episode yet, guys, so I can't really comment. But it looks like it went well, and it looks like there was a lot of wonderful nostalgia stuff going on there. So
Mm,
kudos to them.
can't wait.
I can't wait to watch. I'm excited. This is live information for you guys. We're currently kind of watching the versus battle a little bit. It's so crazy because last week we were just talking about. Well, I was saying how I didn't really care about Ti and Jeezy, and how like that wasn't something that interested me. And Clarence was like, "Yo, but what people really want to see is Gucci versus Jeezy." But we were like, "Yo, that's not gonna happen." Like, and then I feel like the day after we dropped the episode,
Yeah.
it was announced that they were doing season 2 was coming back, and it's gonna be Gucci and Jeezy. And right now they're live guys with 1.6 million followers. Not followers, viewers. Like that is, they've already broken the versus record, guys. I just checked on Google, and it says the Brandy and Monica's versus was 1.3 million, so they previously held the record. So that is that's crazy, but it shows me that you guys love mess. You know, you guys, no, you guys are very messy.
You know,
You guys
it's
are
good. It's good mess. It's good mess, man. Come on.
It's not. It's not. Because here's my thing. A lot of people, there's a lot of hip hop heads in here for sure. But I'm gonna tell y'all, a large percentage is people who want to see a fight. The same
I
way.
don't think there will be no fight.
No, there's not gonna be a fight, but it's people that want the. It's same thing that you haters did with Brandy and Monica. Half of y'all was really R&B fans and was here for the music, and the other half wanted to hear them shade each other all night. Y'all are petty. I'm telling you, this is why they were those two verses are currently the highest viewed, because these people have had a history of beef.
Yeah.
Black people love drama. Let's be honest.
No, we like it. We low key petty, you know. But I don't know. I feel like it's a good mess. I feel like no, but this one, to be honest, that one was for the culture.
Like if they did Drake and Pusha T, you can't do that because
I don't care
Pusha
about
T
that
has
one.
no hits.
I don't care about
But
that one. It's not even a fair battle.
not no hits, but like
It's not that he doesn't have
not
no
Drake hits.
but like
He didn't have Drake hits.
it's not.
Nobody has Drake hits.
Facts. No, you got some people that got Drake hits. Drake needs.
Who
to
has
go
Drake
against-
hits?
Drake needs to go against Jay-Z. Or he could go.
Oh, I don't like that.
He could go against Lil Wayne.
Huh?
Yeah, but I
Like
don't
student and master.
But I
type
don't care
thing.
about. I don't care about a Drake battle. To be honest, like I want to see the battle. Like like I always say that. Sometimes we got barbershop talk. Like
Yeah.
that shit that got people divided. Like Jay-Z, Nas, Jeezy, Gucci, Michael Jordan, LeBron.
You want
I
to see
need
all
that
the
type of battle.
drama.
Yeah, I need that type of battle, and that's what I got from Jeezy and Gucci Mane, Brandy and Monica. Even though I think that wasn't fair at all, but anyways, like
Stop saying that. The Monica fans don't like you, bro. I didn't say that.
And I
Monica has
music, but it's just not fair.
Monica's a goon, okay? And her fans are little gangsters. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all scare me in the comments. I'm not gonna stop saying that. You guys know I know Brandy sings better. You know, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But Monica is real in these streets, and I do believe that she would shoot somebody if needed. So
baby mama music, man, that will hold you down no matter what. That's the type of music right here. But
wow. Go ahead.
But for real, Jeezy and Gucci is really for the culture, because people, a lot of people, and I've been having debate with people. People are like, yo, they won't even show up. That shit is a troll. That shit really happened. So, and to be honest, let me tell you something. I can die in peace right now. Yo, if they made peace, if
Clarence is in his
if
bag,
the Raptors won the championship. There's a lot of shit that just happened recently in 2019, 2020 that I can die in peace. So
Wow. It banned. Well,
I'm just saying.
okay. So a couple more things. Sorry, this is not even funny, but I'm laughing. A couple more things I want to address. It's interesting because people brought to my attention, and I realized, I guess,
Yeah.
see, the way that we recorded the show was interesting because the day we recorded about, it was like we were talking about the election and it hadn't been decided yet. Trump was talking about recounts and whatever fuck shit he was saying. It was the same night, I believe, that it was announced that Joe Biden won. So it was brought to my attention by you guys that we actually never talked about Joe Biden winning. So, I mean, yeah, we quickly address it. Joe Biden will be the 46th president of the United States.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
currently the president elect. Kamala Harris will be the first black, the first female and the first black vice president.
mm,
Uh, um, how do I feel about? Listen, at the end of the day,
it is what it
it was
is,
what
man.
it is
The best
exactly.
one,
It
the
was what it
best out of the
was.
two won. So
The best out of 2-1, and the orange guy could jump and flip his wig and sue everybody, but it's not going to change the fact that he didn't win. So like, I don't know why he's doing this sore loser shit. Like he's seriously investigating it still. I'm annoyed, and to be, and there's still like 10 weeks of him being president. So there's a lot of fuck shit he can do in that time. I just want you guys
yeah.
to realize that he can
Well, they're
he
already
can.
talking. He's not even facilitating like the transition right now. Like Michelle Obama called him out. There's a bunch of people that called him out. So, but anyways, man,
He's so
hey, we still have 10 weeks of entertainment, man. I can't complain. I'm
he's
gonna
so
miss that
fucking annoying. I am not
He's
like
crazy,
I'm.
but man, like who we gonna talk about now?
Well, Joe Biden, we
But
watching you.
think about it. That was a worldwide conversation. It was like
But not for all the wrong reasons,
yeah, for the wrong
Clarence.
reason. But it's funny, like you can like travel or whatever. Like if you talk about Trump, it's like instantaneously like, nah, we don't fall with Trump.
You'd be surprised. I had to
No, but
cut some people off for
yeah, there's a
being
lot of
Trump
people that fuck
supporters.
with Trump, but like you'll be surprised. It's just a common talk, like, and it dividing people sometimes. So,
Okay, well, I also want to wish a speedy recovery to Jeremiah, who
mm,
was in I don't know if he's still in the ICU, but he has been struggling with the COVID-19 virus.
mm,
He was in intensive care. The last reports I read was that he's stable, but he still has some ways to go. This is just further proof, guys, that this virus is very real and is not only affecting old people.
yeah, young people
Like
too.
it's young people as well, guys. It's not like a retirement issue. And the crazy thing about this virus is it affects everybody differently. Like one person can have it and just have the sniffles. The next person could have it and be in the ICU. So this is why we have to try and protect one another.
Mm,
You know, you know. But
good
on a
message.
yeah, I mean, I
No,
wishing
but
him
it's
a
facts
speedy
though. It's
recovery.
facts, man. And I had a lot of people around that I know that catched it, and they've been through a lot. So, man, not that I wasn't taking it seriously, but like I take it even more seriously. So when I see people like playing around with that shit, like, yo, come on, do your
I'm
part, man. Especially in Montreal. But anyway, that's another
listen.
shit.
For real, especially like honestly, like I was gonna switch topics, but I just want to quickly say this. Like, even for me, last week when I was sick, it really put my whole thing into perspective. Because like, yo, I was already so worried that like, yo, maybe it's this, and obviously, I checked myself out. I went
Mm,
to, do what I need to do, and it was, the result came back what I wanted it to be. But it's like I didn't even want to. I shouldn't even have had that fear because and in my heart I knew I had been unsafe. I knew I had been on dates. I had like went to work from home with a few coworkers. Like it was just like I I'm rethinking about like yo, like I don't want to be the one like passing on some shit to somebody and they
mm,
really get hurt or fucked up. It's like I'm just I need to be safer. We all need to be safer,
mm, yeah,
until we know what the fuck is happening.
definitely.
But yeah, the last thing I want to talk about is just a quick little matter of opinion before we get out of here. Recently, Hitmaker, aka Youngberg, he was at a show and he was talking about he just randomly threw out the fact that he used to smash a 3LW member, and And then, some the host of the show said, "Oh, like, there's one of them's on Power, right? Like she plays Ghost's wife." He's like, "Yeah, that's the one I smashed." I was like, "Sir, like,
Yeah, man. I
I
don't fuck with that. I don't like the kiss and tell shit. Like, come on, man.
I
That's
hate
corny.
that." Okay, that's what I want to ask him. Like, is it cool to talk about who you fucked like years ago? Like, why do men do that? That
This
is
is
so
how can
weird.
I say that? Like, at the end of the day, this is what I call locker room conversation. What I mean by that is like, yo, between your good homie, even that sometimes it's kind of corny, but between your good homie, like you can tell the goody goodies, like, ah, yo, this what happened with Shorty now. Like you talk, it's all good. But
Hmm.
no, don't put the person on blast like in front of everybody on national TV or podcast or whatever. Like, what's the
Seriously,
point of it? Like, what you trying to prove? Like, and he did that multiple times in the interview on Drink Champ.
what?
Yeah, he was talking about the head that Tierra Mary gave her. Gave
Wow.
her, I'm
So
sorry.
see, that's
So
that's
that's the type of
insecure
shit.
to
Like,
me.
yo, what you trying to
That's
do, my nigga? Like,
That's because he's trying to show that, see, like, I'm not ugly. I'm not short. People want to fuck me. Like that to me, it's like
yeah,
you're
like,
trying to validate your insecurity. Like that's fucked up. I hate that.
uh,
No, don't kiss and tell. Don't. This woman, Notori, she has a baby. She's on a hit show. She's just trying to live her life. She's not thinking about you.
and on top of, I don't know, like, and some people been doing that. Like, there's nothing to big up about that. Like, it's just lame. It's corny. It's wrong.
It's
Like,
lame. It's lame. Hashtag
I
lame.
don't endorse
You're
that at all,
corny.
man. If you're doing that, man, stop doing that shit for real.
That's some Bow Wow shit. Don't do that. It's too corny.
Wow, 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 Wheezy. But hey,
They strike me as the same type of guy. They each like they would do the same type of moves. Those two.
man, no, but no. Anyways, man, all of that anyway. To anybody, that shit lame. Stop that shit for real.
Don't do that, guys.
And
Even
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 for
even
women,
even for
women
women,
too. Don't do that.
even for women, like, say, I don't mind, like, if you between
You
your
know who did
girls,
it
you
a
can talk
lot?
about that shit, but don't do that shit, man. Who that?
You know who does that to Tiffany Haddish? Y'all need to no, don't do that. Don't tell us. I don't want to know
No, but
actually. I don't really want to know who's been in your pussy. I don't
Tiffany
know.
is
I don't want to know whose
different. I'm
pussy.
gonna tell you why. It's not
Why?
like she's bragging about it. She's just talking about a personal experience, and
Eh,
it's facts. Like, it's not that I agree with you to a certain degree. Like, I still don't need to know, but she don't mean no arms when she's doing that. It's not like I'm gonna tell you when it's bad. Like, what's her name again? She was doing that podcast. Them girls, man. Selena Powell.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, why are you
Yeah.
trying to do that? Even Larsa Pippen, like, yo, like,
Oh, that.
even if the rumor is out, why what you trying to say? Actually, you looking even bad, more, you looking more bad than like you was when the rumor was out anyway. So I don't see the point. And there's always that stigma that, like, at the end of the day, like, if girls talk about who they smashing, they still gonna look like hoes or whatever. They're gonna look better than guys talking. Guys, like, you putting yourself on a pedestal, and it's wrong at the end of the day. On both sides, it's still
Not
wrong.
really, because it looks stupid for you. For
Yeah,
guys, it looks just
exactly.
mad corny,
It's
and
corny as fuck,
it doesn't make you cool. It just makes you weird
but the
that you're
thing,
telling us
but the
that.
no, but that's what I'm saying. But the thing with guy is, like, some guys are like, oh, you did that, yo, that's what's up, that's what's up. They bigging you up. If it's your good homie or your brother, your cousin, it's all good.
Maybe if you tell your friends, but
Yeah,
not
but
when you
not
go.
on
It's
a
when you
major
go for
platform. It's
attention.
corny. And
Like, yo, did you know I smashed Kim Kardashian back in the day? Okay, and
a lot of people too. They lying on their dick. They lying on their pussy. Like, yo, why you saying that in publicly, but you didn't do it? Like, what's the point? That's even more lame. But anyway, that's another story for another day.
yeah,
But the whole shit is
we
corny.
digress. We digress, guys.
Mm,
Listen, I want y'all to let me know, just like y'all was
yeah.
flooding the inbox last week talking about this is who my most influential flow is. This is who I think will win the Soul Train Awards. I need y'all to do the same thing this week. Let me know if you down with the kissing and telling. Let me know what you would have done if you were Taylor Swift. Because me, if I'm Taylor Swift, I'm rounding up the goons and we're paying Scooter a visit.
Man,
But that's just
Scooter
me.
did what he had to do, man. Okay.
I'm just saying, if I'm Taylor, that's what I'm doing. I want to know what you guys would do in these situations. Make sure you hit us up. Breakdown to lowdown@gmail.com. That's breakdown, the number 2, lowdown@gmail.com. And then we'll read your comments at the top of next week's show on the warm up. Make sure you're following us on social media at real_B2L on Twitter, at breakdown to lowdown on Instagram, and just search breakdown to lowdown on Facebook. All of those are with the number 2, not the word 2. Yeah, don't forget to rate, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. And now we'll get into some final thoughts. You go first this week because I went first last week.
Man, I always go first. But then,
That's a. What is it? You don't make me prove
yo,
you
hold
wrong
up.
again, like I did on
2
the
seconds.
breakdown.
Hold up.
Final thoughts.
D'accord. Final thoughts. Okay, d'accord. Yeah, that's my wifeful voice.
Don't you baker.
Yeah, oh, trust me, I can flip. I can flip so white when it's time to do business with them. But hey, final thought. All right, I'm gonna go first this week, man. Man, to be honest, with everything that Element talked about, that we talked about, don't finesse the finesse. Why I'm saying that? Because at the end of the day, we all grinding, we all hustling to reach a goal, but don't try to finesse someone to reach that goal. Because at the end of the day, karma is a bitch. Like I said, you might get fucked over at the end of the day, no matter what, and it's a small world. So, like I always say, make
Wow.
sure you don't burn no bridges. Be peaceful, whatever you're doing. Even if that person fucked you over, keep it cool. It ain't worth it to try to finesse someone that trying to finesse you. So,
Okay, well, I'm gonna be just a little more positive.
well, no, it's
Um,
positive, man. Just be
I mean,
woke. Just be woke. No matter what you're doing in
it's
life, that's it. Don't finesse the.
it's
Finesse
literally it's like yo, don't get got. Like this is basically what I heard from your final thought,
Well,
bro.
that's all you got, yo, man. Get it how you get it, man. But all I'm saying, don't finesse the finesse. That's it, man. Even for $1, don't do it. A lie is a lie. If you
Okay,
get caught, you get caught. Like, yo, you might get fucked over soon. And the energy, man, the power of energy. Anyway, that's your
true.
final thought for you.
Uh, my final thought this week is find your happy place. Find your happy place and hold on to it.
Yeah,
That's it.
the cute
I
final
found
thought.
mine, and no, but it's like it's necessary, man. Like we need an anchor right now, and I realize sometimes my mind is spinning. Sometimes you get a day where all the news you get is bad, but
Mm-hmm.
if you can retreat to a happy place and re-anchor yourself and get ready to go out into the day the next day, that's ideal. So do that.
You know the gods is testing you when, like, when you just like made that meal and all that, you just cook that meal and you drop it on the floor, like, like God is testing you. But anyways, keep it positive.
That's
Like,
facts.
it's a test, especially in the morning. But anyways, keep it positive. All right.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.